Grant Amato made a life-changing decision when he opened fire on his family members. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and today's case involves a man who became obsessed with a Bulgarian cam-girl, which later made him commit one of the most heinous crimes that I have covered so far. He goes by the name Grant Amato and he was born on May 20th, 1989 in Florida to Chad and Margaret Amato. His father worked as a clinical pharmacist while his mother was a senior operations manager. He had two brothers, Cody and Jason. Cody and Grant were rather close as they grew up together, even attending the same high school. At the time, Jason, who was the elder brother, lived somewhere else.
Who was the disciplinarian in the family?
My dad.
And was he the one that decided Jason stays locked in?
Yeah.
What did Mom think about that?
Mom didn't approve of it, obviously, but back in that time, my dad was a very, angry, violent type person.
After finishing high school, both Grant and Cody joined the University of Central Florida, where they both studied nursing. Later, they joined the anesthesiology program. Cody graduated, but Grant dropped out. Nonetheless, he was able to find work at the Advent Health Hospital as a nurse. After a while, Grant got into some trouble with the hospital when they realized that he was stealing and administering medication to patients without the doctor's orders. When confronted about his actions, he responded by saying that he had administered the drugs to patients who were not adequately relaxed.
Patients to sleep, keep them alive during surgery, wake them up, send them off to the...
I thought that was a doctor that did that.
In Florida, the anesthesiologist, which is the MD equivalent, if you will, they have to come in at the start of surgery. They have to induce the patient to put them to sleep. And then as long as they're comfortable with you, the surgeon's comfortable with you.
This would ultimately lead him to being suspended in June 2018. The hospital then fired and subsequently arrested him for grand larceny after the investigation concluded, but the charges were later dropped.
Did you have to go in front of the board or anything?
No. I didn't have to go before the judge, because when...
No, same board of nursing.
Oh, no.
With any of this.
No. First person I called was him, and he was at work at the time, but he answered his phone, and I was just like, look, I'm freaking out.
Still living in his parents' home and not being able to find any employment as fast as he had hoped, he turned to Twitch, where he attempted to be a streamer, mostly playing video games and live streaming. This is around the time he got into a pornographic addiction and would frequent related sites to meet women. One of these websites included My Free Cams, where Grant Amato met a cam model named Sylvie. Grant assumed a facade as a successful gamer who was rich and successful, sending her various lingerie and sex toys, as well as paying for a lot of hours for the online interaction, which was credited by minute. He acquired this money by stealing credit cards from his family, claiming they were for starting up his Twitch career. Within a few months, Grant had spent up to $200,000 of his family's money on Sylvie. This really blows my mind, but maybe not as much as what he was about to do next.
So how much do you think he spent?
On this? Probably close to like $200,000, I'd say.
$200,000?
Yeah.
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
Did they know where the money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model. I was saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, advertising, putting my name out.
His family sent Grant to a rehabilitation facility for porn and internet addiction, which cost them an extra $15,000. He was allowed to return home after a couple of weeks, but he was given a zero-tolerance ultimatum, and Grant had to get a job, and he was prohibited from having any contact with Sylvie. However, he was able to convince his mother to let him use her phone to make contact with the webcam model. He truly believed that this woman was his girlfriend.
So I guess to bring it all back with why I was brought to Cornerstone, it was a mix of all of those things. It's like he felt like, he felt like...
You need to be grounded?
Yeah, yeah.
Upon learning this, Chad ordered Grant to pack up his things and leave the house.
It was my dad who was like the iron fist, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, you know, he can't.
Why did he say you needed to go? What was his reasoning?
Well, what I was doing is, over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Who's she?
She's, as embarrassing as it is, she's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do
All right.
either of you guys know what that
Nope.
is?
Just like all the videos, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay. Where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
Where?
Bulgaria.
Where's that?
Over in Europe. It's like
Okay.
outside of Germany.
Okay.
Something like that.
You ever been there?
No.
Okay.
It is believed that this argument is what led to murdering 3 of his family members. On June 24, 2019, while his mother was on the computer as she worked from home, Grant shot her in the back of the head with a semi-automatic handgun. He waited for his father to arrive. Once he walked into the kitchen, Grant shot him twice. To convince Cody to come home after his nursing shift, he texted him using his father's number. Upon entering the door, Grant shot him dead, where he lay in a fetal position. Lastly, Grant staged the scene as a murder-suicide. The next day, Cody failed to come into work. His co-workers became concerned and called the cops, requesting a welfare check. Upon discovering the gruesome scene, Amato was tracked down and brought in for questioning.
You see Amato surrender. He puts up no fight, even encourages deputies to check his room for weapons.
On Thursday, that all happened, and then I was in the process. I was getting all my stuff together. I was piecemealing it out to the car, and then, you know, I had an interview on Friday, so I had to get my suit out to my car. I was trying to just get all of my necessities as best as I could from, you know, a lifetime of living inside the house.
Sure. So Thursday, you're home all day.
Yes.
With your mom. She works at home.
Correct. Yes.
Your dad's at work. What's his normal work hours?
And that's where, because he had, I don't know how he found out, but he had apparently found out, and then
Found out what?
that I was talking to.
You were still talking
to the woman, yeah. Like Cody had called the house, and then my mom picked up, and then he was just letting, like, how we would normally do, where, like, I got off early, 'cause he was supposed to work till like 11 or something like that.
So he came home early.
And then yeah, he was able
to come home early because of the fight. You think?
I don't know, honestly. What else happened? Then after I had met with Cody, then that's where, you know, I was again just kind of staying around that area, and then I just went to the Publix, and then to my knowledge, I mean, that was the last interaction that I had with the 3 members of my family was that.
When you left Cody, what did he say he was going to go do?
Cody said that he will take care of it.
Take care of what?
Just the situation that was at hand.
We've come and talked to you.
Okay.
You rode up here voluntarily with us to talk to us. Why do you think we're having this conversation?
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point.
I'm going to admit that. There's a digital footprint, and there's ways to see things that we know that don't make sense. Even though your phone may not have service, there's still issues with the phone.
Right.
And it was on you the entire time
Yeah.
when you left?
Remember, like I said, I know things that you don't know. I know you've searched for something. I know something. I can't tell you exactly, but you said won't you tell me, and I'll tell you if you're being true to me. What'd you search?
When I had gone to the Panera, I searched for like top stories, Oviedo or Chuliota or something like that.
And found what?
And then I saw that there was, it was like just the initial, like it had like a video, but I didn't listen to the video, but it had just an initial thing of that there was shootings in Salton Circle, but it didn't say like the address or who was involved.
You've seen the story, because there's a thing that will tell me how long of the time you spent on that.
Right.
You saw what happened.
So what do you think
To
happened?
be honest.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly, I don't have anything else that I can really say. I mean, I don't know.
Do you even know why law enforcement got involved? Like, what brought us to that home?
No,
You just said it. You know something bad happened there. Out of your voice, not mine. I have not told you anything what's happened there. Something bad happened. You're here with us for a couple hours. You admit that you've looked at a site and seen something bad happen, because the video is not of just a general area. It's of a specific location, correct?
Yeah, I saw like a driveway or something.
Whose driveway did you say?
I don't know. I saw like there was like a gate. There was a gate, and then I saw like that there was like 2 cars.
You've been here with us. You think something bad has happened at your house, and to date, so long, you haven't even asked us about anybody.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
And when you left Cody,
everything was fine.
Well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. Did you do anything to Cody?
No.
Did you do anything to your mother?
No.
Did you do anything to your father?
No. No, the only thing that I was told was that Cody would take care of it for me.
Did you leave the house with your brother Cody looking like that? Or did you leave the house with your father looking like that? Or your mother? Is that how you left your family?
No.
If you were trying to defend yourself or something else happened, we need to know now to help you.
We already know where Jason was. I can account for every bit of Jason's activity. Every bit of it. Just want to make sure that we're not missing anything before we can close it out.
At the end of the interrogation, his adoptive brother Jason tried to talk to him, asking him to confess to what happened, but he was unwavering in his claims to innocence. He was subsequently arrested on charges of first-degree murder. However, he was granted a $750,000 bond on April 25, 2019, after his public defender stated that the court did not follow proper procedure for his case, and he was allowed to prepare for his case on the condition he could not have access to electronics.
Was the laptop processed at all for Prince?
No, it was not.
Now, this possibly could be some important evidence here, couldn't it?
Possibly.
Why didn't you process it then?
If you were carrying it the way that he has it, and you're right-handed, you would have to pull it out awkwardly, point it at yourself, and then point it towards somebody to fire it, which just doesn't make any sense.
On July 15, 2019, Amato's trial began, with him still maintaining his innocence. The state of Florida told the sitting judge that they intended to seek the death penalty, but the 12 juries did not unanimously agree to send him to death, so they sentenced him to life in prison. On August 12, Amato was found guilty of all 3 counts of first-degree murder. He received a natural sentence for each. When asked if he feels remorse, Amato responded with, "My family has been blaming me for months for ruining their lives, stealing, and not following the rules of the home, so I might as well be blamed for this too." Grant was old enough, 29 years during the time of the killing, and he had the option of pretty much just moving out of the home if the rules were too unbearable for him. I do not know how actively he looked for a job or whether he had friends he could cause share living expenses with, but what I do know is that if living at home feels like prison, do not do things that will lead you to an actual one. For more videos, like and subscribe, and until next time, take care of yourself, and I love you.